Welcome back. The musical The Fantasticks is the longest running musical in the world, and for good reason. It's a tale of young love that manages to be timeless and universal. Well, Free Fall Theater is staging The Fantasticks this month, and actor Patrick Ryan Sullivan joins our guest host and community outreach director of Free Fall, Matt McGee, to help us learn more about the story. All right, so for people that are not familiar with The Fantasticks, just tell us the plot.
It's kind of an Our Town plot, and if you're not familiar with Our Town, it's just a classic hero's journey. You know, it's a young man that has decided he wants some stuff out of life and goes out into the world to try to find it, and the world beats him up a little bit, and he comes back and decides that home's the place he needs to be.
Oh, very nice for especially, you know, all the unrest that we all feel right now. It's a great time. Free Fall has a different take, like you typically will do with a great show. How is this show being done now?
You know, we found that our audiences really like to see stories that they've heard of, that they know the title, but with sort of a spin on it. So what Eric has done is used puppetry in the show, acting musicians, actually both of the fathers. Everyone knows the two fathers, Bellamy and Huckabee, but in this production they play piano together. They play three pianos, dueling pianos. It's really quite extraordinary to watch all of that. But Eric has kind of made the first act very whimsical with the puppets. There is even a lyric in it that's in the second act that says, "Take away the puppet play," and he does just that. So the second act is when they break everything down and tell the reality of the story, and the boy and the girl. The boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl again, and that's how it all sort of happens together. Oh. But his production, I feel like the second act of this version is told so well. I think it's the best I've ever seen it done.
Wow.
Because it's very real, very heartbreaking, and I think Eric brings that sense of reality by taking away all of what is whimsical about Act 1 and really bringing it to its core and telling the story.
And with a great piece. Patrick, I know that you mentioned you've done the show many times before.
Four times, right?
Four times.
Right.
Doing this version this way at this time, are you experiencing anything new from the piece?
You know, well, it's by far my favorite production that I've done, and I was younger when I had done it before, and it's amazing because a classic like To Kill a Mockingbird, when you read it as a child and then you read it as an adult and then as an older adult, it follows you through your life and all the lessons change. And the lessons in this show for me are completely different because I played the boy before, and now I get to watch the boy the whole time and remember myself playing the boy, and it's very melancholy.
And I know the way that Free Fall stages musicals, the audience is really so close to the action. It's so great. A lot of people may not realize the beautiful music that is part of the Fantasticks. So Patrick is going to give us a little snippet of one of the best songs in the show. So while you get ready, Matthew, will you set up the song we're about to hear?
Absolutely. So Patrick, who we're really always excited to have Patrick. Patrick is a Broadway veteran of such shows as Beauty and the Beast, 42nd Street, Titanic. So we're always happy to have him. And in this show, he plays El Gallo, who is sort of the narrator of the piece and sort of a swashbuckling sort of actor for hire. And just like he tells you about how he learns a lot. The character learns a lot in the show. Without hurt, the heart is hollow. So he's going to do the classic opening song, the song a lot of people remember. It's called Try to Remember.
And here's Patrick Ryan Sullivan from the Fantasticks at Free Fall Theater. Take it away.
Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green and grain was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when love was an ember about to billow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember, without a hurt, the heart is hollow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember the fire of September that made us mellow. Deep in December, our hearts should remember and follow.
The Fantasticks is at Free Fall Theater in St. Petersburg. As you can hear, it is fantastic. It is running now through October 21st. For tickets and more information, visit freefalltheater.com.